Shout out to my mug.
Code, what does it say? Code Red Beer?
Code Beer.
Code Beer.
It's from the Safe House in Milwaukee.
Very cool. Well,
Very cool place.
Well, we are recording and we're back, and as you can see, we're down a few people tonight. We actually only have our female players, and most of them are on camera except for one, but she's working out her technical issues, so we'll get started on that. But we have one of our party who he and his partner have just had a baby, and we're very excited for them, and we totally understand why they cannot be here. So congratulations to that family. I'm not going to throw out names because y'all can deduce it yourselves, but privacy. We're also missing somebody tonight because, hey, work, jobs. The economy is bouncing back, and we're excited for that. And this person hasn't had a lot to do lately, so we're excited. And then lastly, just, family stuff happens. And so we're going to adapt and move. There's a lot of stories in Strahd that we can work with, and this is just part of it. And, oh, by the way, if you're watching this stream as a way to say, gosh, what really happens in a D&D game? Well, guess what? Not all the players can make it all the time. And the DM has got to adapt and move. And we've done that a couple of different ways in this campaign, and we will continue to do so because it's all about the game and not the production. So with that said, we will get started.
Sadly, it's the IT person that's having technical difficulties.
Well, I wasn't gonna call that out,
Yeah, well.
I could say something about, the type of computer you're using or the software that it uses, but that would just be inappropriate. So I'm not gonna do that.
Rude.
Yeah, that's me.
It could be it's time for a new computer too.
Could be. Okay, so when we last left, a month ago, actually, although you won't know it if you're watching the YouTube channel because we've been able to, film ahead. The party had arrived in Valaki, the village of Valaki, one of the destinations that they were told numerous times would be a place that Irina could be brought to and kept safe. Safe from the scourge that is Strahd. Upon arriving in Valaki, you sought out the Church of St. Andrel, where Ismark and Irina seemed to know Father Lucian Petrovich. Father Lucian, as he is commonly known. After talking to Father Lucian, you learned a little bit more about the geography around Valaki. You heard about the haunted castle near Argon Vostholt. You learned about Vistani, who were nearby. But all roads seemed to be pointing to the Blue Water Inn. An inn that you had passed as you traversed the village on your way to St. Andrel, where you noticed in the rafters a cadre of crows, of ravens, looking down upon you, almost as if tracking you. Because you recall the raven that had warned you away from that fork in the road as you were making your way between the village of Barovia and the village of Valaki. Once you arrived at the Blue Water Inn, you met a number of people. You parlayed with Erwin Martikov, the owner and proprietor of the bar, who explained to you the type of wine that he did and didn't have, because his supply has seemingly become constrained. A lot like toilet paper was at the beginning of the pandemic, or gasoline recently, if you live on the East Coast of the United States. In addition to speaking with Erwin, you conversed with a couple of drunks that seemed to be trust fund kids of somebody else in town that might have a lot of money. And there was a very eccentric, almost carnival-like person in the corner, and you sat down and spoke with him and got some interesting information. And you wonder if he is not a character that you should also keep an eye on. Erwin, upon talking with you further, began to recognize that you are not a friend of Strahd's. And he has something in his possession that may help you in your fight. But he's not willing to part with it just because y'all showed up. He needs a gesture of trust. And so he talks about you going to his father's house, the old crow himself, as he called him, to see what's up with the wine shipments. And after he makes that deal, parlay, if you will, his wife, Danny, comes over and escorts Sash upstairs to examine the artifact, to validate that they indeed have what they say they have. And opening this old wood and copper-bound book, Danny reads an excerpt from the Tome of Strahd, an artifact that will be very useful to you should it come in your possession, to better understand the enemy you face. And that's where we left our story. So if I recall, everybody is at the Blue Water Inn except for Irina and Ismark, who stayed back at St. Andrew's Church with Father Lucian, because if you recall, Irina did have somewhat of an affliction that needed to be tended to, perhaps. So you haven't necessarily parted ways with Irina and Ismark, but as of right now, your paths have diverged. And given the fact that we're down a few players tonight, I will let the players who are here decide what the other players do. In other words, they may join you and just stay quiet, or they may be set off on their own little quest that we will resolve the next time we're together and they're here. So, Sash has just completed her interaction with Danny upstairs with the Tome of Strahd. That is the room I believe we left it in, because I said as she looked up, she saw in the rafters of the attic the same cadre of ravens that were watching you as you meandered through town.
Damn birds. Government spies.
So, all Hitchcockian references aside, what is it you would like to do? I would probably suggest that Sash would have to come down and tell you, but her.
Yeah, I want to hear what Sash has to say. As being one of the confidants, I hope that Sash has. I would like to hear what she has to say.
And being the jokester of the group, I usually should be led by somebody else.
I'll lead you, Boo.
Yeah.
Got you, Boo.
Well, Sash will walk down and maybe sit at one of the tables. I assume everybody is still at a table kind of waiting for me.
Yeah, y'all had chosen a table in the bar for the party to sort of sit at.
Okay. So I'm going to walk over to the table and sit down and pass on the information that we would benefit greatly from what they have. And I'm going to suggest that we go ahead and visit the father and check on him.
I'm down.
Gunload is down too.
All right. So I'm just throwing up on the map.
Oh yeah, we should pull that up, shouldn't we?
Well, I don't. Well, hold on a minute. You probably don't see it because I went there, but I didn't take you there. Thanks.
Well, I also didn't even load Roll20.
Thanks
I'll
for
take you
Roll20.
there.
And of course, I get there and dynamic lighting is on, so you don't see squad.
I mean,
You know, this is
it's a
probably
mystery.
this is probably a good time to tell you guys we're going to be moving to a new platform called
Which is?
Foundry Virtual Tabletop.
Okay.
I was gonna
Just told this yesterday.
announce it today just because I didn't want to throw you guys into it without it sort of explaining that, hey, this is what we're doing. So
What's the platform that it runs on?
it'll be web based. It's
Okay.
web based. I've got it hosted. I've already got it set up. I've already transferred everything over. But like I said, I didn't want to just dump it on you guys. I wanted to tell you it was coming, and then I've got some how-to videos for it that help you make the jump from Roll20 to Foundry VTT. It's done by the same guy that does the Beyond 20 app that connects your D&D Beyond to everything. So anyway,
So it also connects to Beyond 20.
absolutely. I wouldn't do it otherwise.
Sweet.
I would not do it otherwise. Okay. So just what I put up here is just sort of what the Blue Water Inn looks like. And so y'all will have probably, if I recall, you were seated at perhaps that table right there is perhaps where you were, because it seemed to me somebody didn't want to have their back to the wall or something. I don't remember.
I'm sure it was one of us.
Look at that
Not it.
giant horse token.
Yeah, I should have.
That's just so funny.
Well, there are stables back there. Maybe there's somebody in the stable.
No, I know, but now it makes me think that the horse is a actionable character, and we have to keep our eye on him
Well,
Or her.
or her. Excuse me.
It's girls' night.
It is girls' night.
that is, and oh, by the way, that horse's name is Drusilla, so you would not be wrong.
Aww.
Blah. I
Nice.
like that name.
All right, so y'all are gonna head back to the church.
Wait, where is the stable?
Yeah,
or
that's where we
where
were
we
talking
were
about.
looking?
You're going back to where Fathers Lucian and Irina and
Oh yeah.
all of them are. Okay.
I want to figure out what's going on, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, I'll go back to the other map then, because I don't really have a map of St. Andrews because it's not important right now. If I need one,
That's
I can
fair.
always. If I need one, I can always improvise one. It's not a big deal. Okay, so y'all are here at the Blue Water Inn, where you see your little red ampersand to remind you where the party is. And if you recall, you had, I think we said you left the church around 3:30 p.m. or so. And one of the things that you were reminded of is that you didn't want to be out too late after dark. That's generally coming from Miss Mark, coming from his experiences in Barovia, but you did
That's also
notice.
just scary.
But you did notice also that this town had, wooden palisades around it. Their guards, and they're taking that there's a threat out there a little bit more seriously, or seemingly it appears that way, than perhaps what you observed in Barovia. So, you guys make your way back down the street over here to St. Andrew's Church, and you're back as a complete party. I would say that you walk in and, perhaps you see Yeska, the young boy that you saw before, sweeping the front stoop as you come up. You notice over in the cemetery there's a young person, but older than Yeska, sort of like a late teens, early 20s kind of fella. He's got sort of work clothes on, and he's clearly been doing some work out in the cemetery area. Maybe he works there as well. And you head in, and you see Father Lucian and Ismark sitting in one of the front pews, just sort of conversing, and you don't seem to see Irina anywhere.
Hey, Pops! Where's Irina? Get it, Father? Pops?
Very fun. It's very funny. Yes. You're very humorous. I ha ha ha. Oh.
Slow clap.
Yes. I appreciate the slow clap.
Yes.
And Ismark just looks at you and just shakes his head and reaches over to the father and says, "I'm sorry." And that these people are very helpful. But
Bless
yeah.
her heart. His heart.
Yeah.
Bless his heart.
I don't get it.
So, and then Ismark looks at you guys and says, "Oh, Irina, she's in the back resting. Father Lucian was very helpful and had some herbs and some things to kind of help with some of the things that were ailing her. That obviously we wanted to get her away from Strahd, but we also had some things to tend to. I don't know if we have necessarily restored her completely, but we need to keep her. We need to continue to keep her away from Strahd." And Father Lucian does think, continuing our way out towards St. Markovia, we might find some allies there, as well as be able to protect Irina a little bit better. Yes. So, how was the Blue Water Inn? Did you learn anything?
Boys and girls.
I assume this is where Sasha comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have
Thanks, Sasha.
we have found some friends who have something that they showed me. I believe it will help us on our quest. But in order to get it, we're going to have to go and check on the bar owner's father. I think that this would be a valid a use of our time. I think it would be worth what we would get for it.
You spoke with Martikov, Erwin?
Yes.
And just what did he promise you?
A book. I didn't write down what the name of it is. It's a book that has.
It's the Tome of Strahd. You would know that.
Yes. Okay.
And when you say the Tome of Strahd, Ismark immediately bolts in your direction and says, "I had only heard that book was rumor or myth, or if it did exist, it was probably somewhere in the bowels of the castle itself. But if he
friend, it is not. I have seen it. He read to me from it. I believe it will be helpful."
Well, it will definitely give us some insight into how he is who he is, and perhaps how to defeat him. So I agree that getting that book in our possession would be helpful. Father, do you have any sway with this with the Martikovs to maybe part with the book, so we can have it now? Father Lucian says, "Oh, my young friend, it is not his way. They are people who only trust what they see as a deed or work over words. So many words have fallen on deaf ears that they don't trust it. I'm afraid to possess this book, you can either do as he asks, or try to take it by force or subterfuge, but I would not recommend turning this entire town against you, which is what would happen if you tried that.
My friends, I suggest that we go and look for the book. Are we ready to do so today?
And with that, Hal speaks up and says, "Well, friends, I don't think we're quite done understanding just what's going on here in Appalachia. I mean, that circus-looking fellow that I spoke to, and those two drunks whose mama seems to have a lot of sway in this town. I think there's a lot to be learned here before we just go running off somewhere. But that's just my opinion."
Where do you suggest we start?
I'm a little nervous about looking for the book without everybody else here.
Well, I think we know where the book is. I think it's just more of a matter, do we want to split up this little adventuring party that we have here and take a break, and put ourselves at risk. Now we've got Arena and Ismark. They know the lay of the land around here. Or I am Ismark. I should stop talking like that. I was doing Hal, man. All these characters in my head. I feel like Sybil.
There's so many.
I don't DM as much as I probably could.
Yeah.
Too many people.
So what Ismark is basically saying is that, I know this area well enough to know where the Martikoff Winery is, the Wizard of Wines, as they call him. So I could certainly lead a contingent of us there if you wanted to stay around here, Hal, and do some more exploration. But I wouldn't recommend staying here by yourself. You'd need some folks to, so at least give you some support.
Do you think that it would be safe for us to split? Do you think it would be worthwhile?
Good question.
Well, it's a tricky question. I mean, you've seen what you've seen already in Barovia. If we face something fierce and we're down strength, we might struggle through that. But doesn't mean we shouldn't do it.
I'm going to suggest that we go ahead and go. We can. You stay here and do what you can, and I'm going after the book. I'm going to visit the father.
Well, I feel like we need some pretty strong people looking for the book, so I'm gonna go too.
Well,
I said strong, not capable.
I'm here to support this whatever way I can.
Oh, so
well,
because you're gonna
Ismark says, well, if Jack's going, and he looks at Gunloda and says, well, if you're going, I guess I'm going to go too. But I think it'd be best if Arena stayed here. Father, are you able to take on that charge? And Father Lucian says, I would, if Hal were here, and perhaps one or another of you, I think that we could withhold and protect her as necessary. And with that, Quill says, well, I guess I'm going to stay here with my my half-elven brother, Solidarity with the pointy ears. And so there you go. And at that point, Rain says, well, I guess if you're gonna stay here with and protect the lady, that I need to stay here and protect you guys. Plus, I'd kind of like to learn a little bit more about those hunter types that were stinking drunk at the Blue Water Inn back there, and I'm also curious about that circus fella. And he was kind of looking at me like I might be a fit for his circus, so I might just be able to get some information from him, if you know what I mean. But
You might be fit for a circus.
well, it's funny you say that, Gunloader, because I was going to ask if you could leave some of that moonshine here with us, because I think
Absolutely.
we might need some of that, just to have a little bit of that liquid courage in case Strahd shows up or something. Or something.
Absolutely. Gunloader wants to leave half her flask.
We really should talk to one of these magic users about making that an unlimited flask of your moonshine. I bet they could probably work it out at some point in the future, and maybe could even your family blend. So we should think about that. How I like tinker on things, and just like Storm here. I'm gonna put Storm at the front of the church and let him guard the stairs. Hope he doesn't scare that little boy.
God, you sound just like them.
I'm sorry.
Nothing.
You're really good at this. What you say.
And with that, Hal looks at him also as well. There, I just blew it. Well, I guess it's settled then. We're going to stay here, and I'm going to go find those things out. So you guys head on, and because it's been a month since we've all been together, we don't have anything like a sending spell yet, do we? Or any kind of rocks or anything like that. There's no way for communication. Okay.
No way to communicate.
I didn't think so.
I can, but it's only like 30 feet. So it's not useful.
Okay. And with that, Father Lucian says, well, if you're going on the quest for Erwin Martikov, and we need your help, he can send one of his ravens to you. If you get a raven that finds you in this squawking, you'll know. Return to the village.
All right.
So, with that, Ismark stands up and says, I'm going to go get my things, and I need to talk to Arena. She's not going to like it. She's going to want to go with us. But I think it's better that she stay inside these palisaded walls until we can move on to the next stop.
Gunloader offers her, if you need backup, to let your sister know we need to go. I might be of assistance. Just putting that out there.
That's much obliged. I'm much obliged. That's very nice of you, very kind. I think I can convince her, but if I find otherwise, but I do know that she seems to think of you in a sisterly way. So
Absolutely. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't say you can't do it. I'm just saying
No.
you want a little backup.
I think I would like that help. I think coming with me, and in a way you're telling her it's okay to stay, and in another way you're kind of saying that you're going to go with me and protect me. Now we all know that's poppycock, but she'll see it that way.
I am a cleric. I do things like that. Sir, good day, sir.
This is Ismark showing you his
Jack's giving
massage.
some side
He's
eyes
showing
right
you
now.
some misogyny here, okay?
I know, but Gunloader wants to rectify that and be like, no, she wants to hear that I'm going to protect you because I do.
All right, let's go.
Wink.
So he sees the wink, and he just subtly grabs your hand, and he pulls you towards the direction that Irene is, and y'all go in the room or you go down the hallway and you knock on the door, and you hear this, "Come in," and the door opens and you see Arena, and it's not like a bedroom. It's more like almost like an office / waiting room kind of thing that's got a not even a couch. I'd say it's more cot than couch. And she's sitting on the side of it like she's been resting, and she's got a bandage around her neck with sort of a clumped area that you see some herbs sort of sticking out that were kind of over a part of her neck that seemed to have a wound of sorts that was struggling to heal for some reason. And so she says, "Brother, Gunloda, what's the plan? What are we doing?" Well, Arena, I'm gonna go with Gunloda here and a few of the others, and we're gonna make our way up to the Wizard of Wines and do a little quest for Erwin Martikov over there at the Blue Water Inn. And if we're successful, which I think we will be able to get that tome of Strahd that we've been talking about for a long time. And I think that'll get us one step closer. And she's like, "Well, if that's the objective, I think I should go too." And he's like, "Well, hold on a minute now. You've just had some treatment here, and then you're safe here. Let's not mess with that. But I'm your brother. I'm always protective. How about Gunload? What do you think?"
I mean, seriously, boo. Like, rest. We have people that are staying with you. I got your brother. Like, seriously, I got him. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I understand. He needs a little bit of special care. I got him. You need to hang out with here and just rest up. We're not going that far. We're just gonna get this shit and come back. It's not a big deal. But if anything goes down, I got him. Flex.
I appreciate that. However, I have demonstrated that I have some abilities in a fight, and but I see the logic in what you're saying. It's just frustrating because I feel like when we're not divided, that we have a lot more strength. But if we're going to divide this party into two factions,
Girl, rest assured, if things go sour, we're running back here. So be ready. We'll come back. If things go bad, we need your help. We'll come straight back here, and you be ready. That's all I'm saying. It's like, get your shit together. Can I say shit? But yeah.
Yeah, it's a family show. It's okay.
Get your shit together. Put it in a backpack. We'll come back if things go sour. If not, we got this, and we'll come back with information. But if not, like, get ready, because we'll bring him back here and we'll fight him together.
And she stands up, and of course, because you're a Hildorf, she's significantly taller than you. You kind of come up almost to her midriff, if not a little bit higher. And she clasps your hands together like this thing, and she says, "Do I have your word that you will look after him? Do you promise?"
Girl, like Holy Ghost and all that stuff, promise. I got you. I will sip on this moonshine with you to say that I swear.
I think that's very appropriate. And could you leave some of that here? Maybe?
Absolutely.
There's already some left.
There. What? Well, I mean,
You have to with what's his face? They can share.
Are you suggesting that I share the bowl that feline? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Arena, like, seriously, you're gonna be like that?
No,
like,
no, that was me. That was me.
Wait. Do you eat a Chick-fil-A? Because I don't.
This is the year 2021 BC. Come on,
Barov-
better than that.
Barovian calendar.
Peruvian calendar.
All right. So
Girl, figure
with
it out.
yeah, no. So with no, all kidding aside, she's like she's clasping your hand. It almost looks like it looks like Snape and Mrs. Malfoy doing the unbreakable vow. That's what it looks like. And Narcissa is her name. Narcissa Malfoy. Sorry.
Nice.
My brain was going over here into a different
You were there.
different thing. So she seems to be much more at peace with the decision because of this interaction that you two have had, and of course the shot of moonshine doesn't hurt.
Mm.
And so, seemingly satisfied, Ismark gathers up his things so that he can be prepared for the journey ahead. So he is, looking around the room. He has sort of a rucksack. He's got his long sword and his short sword, and he takes his heavy crossbow and he puts it over his back. And
Nice.
he looks at you all and says, "Okay, well, let's roll."
As soon as we have trouble, we're coming back here and uniting the party, right? Just putting that out there.
I understand. I
Figured you did. But that's what I told your sister, and I make promises that I keep, so just saying.
Well, and I appreciate that, and I know Arena does too. She trusts you. She's not somebody who trusts people so easily, but for some reason you've gained her trust, and I appreciate you suggesting that you would help and being a part of that, because I think that conversation went a lot better because you were there.
Listen, I am honest and true, and I won't call out what I feel is not right.
Well,
That's what I'm saying is if we are in trouble, we will reunite the party, because that is what is safe.
well,
I want to do what is safe.
honesty, and truth are some very attractive qualities, and I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And so y'all move back out into the main part of the narthex after you sharing this moment that had that moment of awkward silenceness that neither of you knew what to do with, and you made your way out. Okay. So y'all want to head to the Wizard of Wines. Is that correct?
Yeah. I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah, well, I read it a while ago. No, I'm kidding. So what I need to take a quick looky-loo at is, let's see here, Lands of Barovia. Let's see. And I believe in y'all's discussion last time, there was a notion of where it was, and that it was either described. Was it described? Do you recall? Only we had this on video, and I could go back and watch it before I do this. Hey, wait a minute.
I think they gave us a general direction, but didn't you say that Bismarck knows where it is?
He knows roughly where it is, but I'm just trying to recall. Actually, I'm buying time while I look up online where the descriptors are so that I can, do that with you, is really what I'm doing. But
Behind the scenes of D&D.
it's called, yeah, there we go. Nope, that's not what I want. Oh, no, it is what I want. We're good. Okay, so it is. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be there? But now where'd my map of Barovia go? See, this is just the problem. All right. So y'all are in the village of Appalachia. And all right, we're going to do this one more time. Sorry. Okay. Okay, I see it now. I just had to find it on the map. So, y'all are at the town of village of Appalachia. The Wizard of Wines is to the west, down the old Sphalic Road. And in many ways, you'll be kind of going towards Saint Markovia, but you're going to have to backtrack to come back and get the party if that's what y'all end up doing. Make sense? And let's see here. Good old I should have just had this out the whole time because everything's labeled in a much more effective way. Let's see, that's an hour. That's hour and a half. That's 2.5 hours. It's probably a 3-hour walk on foot to get to the Wizard of Wines. So, give it
3-hour tour.
a 3-hour tour. So, what they're going to recommend is, or what I would recommend is Mark, is to say, well, it's getting dark. Do we want to head out and camp in the wilds of Barovia, or do we want to stay the night and get up early and go?
It'd be better for us to just stay at the church while we're there.
Well, that's kind of how I feel about it too. Because
Well, let's do that then.
I realized I was not in my Jack voice. It's very, very unprofessional.
well, we're down a few players tonight. We're all.
Honestly, I felt Jack in that voice.
Yeah.
I did too.
That's just my normal voice. This is my fake voice.
Absolutely perfect.
Yes.
Your Laura's like, we should hang out tonight. Wink, wink.
Okay, then we're gonna stay here and hang out, as you say. I suppose.
She rolls her eyes at his indifference.
Okay. All right. So, and the purpose of that is, y'all get a long rest and all that good stuff. So y'all are going to take a long rest and then head across to towards that way. What I would like to do right now, though, is I need just a few seconds to step away, so I'm going to hit the be right back, and that'll let Roberta, you good with your tech now? I see you there. Okay. I'll be right back.
Hello.
I will be right back. I'm going to hit the that. Let's make sure that's up.
Is this a bathroom break for everybody?
If you would like to, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I wasn't going to say that, but now I'm saying it. Yeah. If you need a bathroom break, take it. Smoke them if you got them. Feed your cat. Hide your kids.
She's fed. She has an automated feeder.
Hide your kids. Hide your wife. We'll be right back.
Hide your wife, hide your kids, and your cat. Love you, bye.
So we're back after a brief break. And when we last left the party, you were in the Church of St. Markovia. You had made the decision to split the party, where Ismark plans to join with Jack two bros, headed down towards the Wizards of Wine, which is to the west. And you'll scope out things along the way. You have left the party of Quill and Hal and Rain back with Irina and Father Lucian, and they will do some adventures in and around Vallaki when we come back to them. But in the meantime, we are going to make our way out of Vallaki down towards the west. And so you chose to have a long rest, and you chose to leave the next morning, which is where you are. And so let me make a quick adjustment on the map just so y'all can see the broader map of Barovia, which I could have done while we were on the break, but you know.
Who thinks about that kind of stuff?
Do what now?
Well, that's one of the reasons why I'm looking forward to moving over to the other platform, because it's a little more friendly to this kind of stuff. Anyway, okay, so you guys are here. I'm going to put a pulse and center on Vallaki. You guys are there. You're going to start making your way to the west. So,
Oh, east? I thought you said west. That's west, Patrick. You're
Yeah.
fired.
Second breakfast.
There you go. So, the first leg of the journey is going to take you about 25 minutes or so. So you make your way out of the church. You make your way onto the Old Sphalic Road. You work your way to the west, and they open up the gates on the other side of the village. You know that this is one of three gates, actually, in the city. There's the one to the east that you came in through. There is one to the north that heads up to Lake Zarovich that you heard talked about. And then there is this road to the west that continues that old Sphalic road. And so you have a 25-minute walk or so. And you don't seem to have much of an incident, but I would like to know the marching order.
I'd say Shoshana is probably first.
I'm 25 feet per.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jack is closer to the back.
So Jack's in the back.
I didn't say all the way, just closer to the back.
Well,
Gunloda's probably the last because she's the shortest lead.
and Ismark would be towards the front just because he knows the way.
Right.
So I think he would either be up 2x2. You could probably go 2x2.
Yeah, okay.
It's a pretty wide road, and it's just four of you. So you guys could possibly or probably do that. And so you travel for about 25 minutes.
Well, hang on a second. Who's at the back? Like, who's last?
Probably Gunloda.
It would be
So it's-
Gunloda and Jack are in the back, and Ismark and you are in the front if y'all are 2x2.
So yeah, it's like 2 in the front, 2 in the back, little square 4.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
So that's the way I would say it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do a quick looky through here. Okay. So you find yourself making your way. Okay, this is just. So first thing I want you to do is I need Rose to roll a d20, please.
Yes, sir. 17.
17. Okay, now I need you to roll a d12 and a d8, please.
Uh-oh.
Together at once.
Well, roll a d12
Okay.
and then roll a d8.
D12 is a 5.
A 5. Okay.
And then, a D what?
A D8, please.
8. I like this. I don't know what this is, but I like it. 2.
Okay. So you see as you reach this bridge that you can probably see up ahead. Basically, these 3 men walk out of the woods.
Human?
Human. They look very similar to, the Ernest. They appear to be like Vistana.
But not handsome.
Like me.
No. I mean, they're disheveled. They've been in the woods for a bit.
Okay.
That kind of thing.
Do they look like maybe they've been struggling for a while? Like that kind of disheveled? Are they okay?
I mean, they're fine from that perspective. I would say.
Loda's like, hey, what's up, y'all?
Well, I said there were 3 of them. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. They're like, oh yes, we are very fine. Thank you for asking. And they're kind of eyeballing you guys, and they see that there's only 4 of you, and you notice that they have, they have their scimitars in their light crossbows in their hands, like they were holding on to them. They were kind of down at their side, but they weren't like put away, in a normal kind of way. And they sort of look at you all and say, you guys got any money on you could help us out with?
You been hunting? Yeah, no luck? Question mark.
Some something we can use to maybe get our way back and take care of some things.
Wow.
What kind of thing?
You guys got any gold? What you got?
Wait, do we look like the people that got gold?
And
No.
they're really eyeballing you guys when one of them just kind of holds up his crossbow at Ismark and says, You look like a pretty boy. You probably got some money on you. Why don't we see you empty your pockets?
Doesn't sound like they're asking anymore.
Can Loda step in and be like, we don't got no shit, but if you had asked politely, we might have given you some food. But since you did not, we're gonna whoop your ass.
So we're gonna roll.
Sorry about it.
That's okay. So we're gonna roll for some initiative here.
Yes. Yes.
Now it's gonna have.
Sorry about it.
It's quite all right. They're gonna have everybody in the initiative order just because that's the way this thing works, and I can't remove anybody that's not here. But I will not. They will not show up till the end because they'll have a 0 initiative order. So why don't we start with Shoshana? What is your?
sorry.
That's okay.
12.
12 for Shoshana. Looks like I got 12 for Gunloda.
Yep.
And it looks like I got 11 for Jack. Is that right?
14.
14 for total.
Nice.
That's
Jack.
with my initiative bonus.
Okay, so we will.
Woo them.
That's
Jack.
weird that it doesn't show you my
It probably does, but
because I rolled an 11.
yeah.
D&D Beyond or
Well, whatever I'm rolling in D&D Beyond shows up in Roll20.
Yeah,
Like it popped up as 14 in Roll20.
oh, I see that,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
but I don't see Roll20. I mean D&D Beyond.
No, that's fine. So, so the very first thing that the bandit that had the gun on Ismark does, or the crossbow, I should say, is he just goes ahead and fires it at Ismark.
Of course he does. Rude.
And it's a 20 to hit, not natural. And Ismark's armor class is 16, so that is a hit. And he takes 1d6 plus 1 damage. Let me get out my d6.
What's that is?
Do what?
I said what that is.
That's what it is. So he takes 4 damage. Let me take that off of this mark here.
This is hard.
Yeah, well, he's got a lot of hit points. He's going to be fine. And then, of course, that bandit, he only gets 1 attack, but the other 2 bandits are up next. So the one bandit with the scimitar out steps up towards Shoshana and takes a hack with the blade. 14 plus 3. 17 to hit.
It misses.
It misses. And then the other bandit steps up and because y'all 2 are the 2 in the front, he takes a stab at Ismark.
Go, Ismark.
And misses because Ismark, reeling from the hit, is able to see the other one coming and parry him off with his sword that he has out, his long sword. And so Jack is up with Gwendolyn that is now playing this E minor 7th flat chord in her back, right behind him, rather.
Guys, I feel like something's about to go down. And it's going to be more than just me.
All right.
So
So I am going to.
So there are 3 bandits in front of you. We're just going to say that they are in sort of the order. They're sort of forming a semicircle. We'll call them A, B, and C. A being at the top, B in the middle. We're doing Theater of the Mind. C at the bottom of that little triumvirate blocking that bridge where you are, sort of like none shall pass.
Is there a more detailed map? Because I'm still on the big map.
Yeah, no, I haven't.
Or-
I said we're going to do it Theater of the Mind because I.
Oh,
I don't
you're
have
right.
It.
You're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. It's all good.
Kind of
So
ignored that.
just assume no, it's fine. So you you can just assume that y'all are at a bridge.
Mhm.
They're kind of blocking access to the bridge. They don't have you surrounded. You're kind of in a head-to-head kind of situation. They attacked at Ismark and Shoshana because they were in the front. And so that's kind of where you are.
Close to an edge.
Like to the edge of the bridge.
Yeah.
I mean they're
Or are they like in
they're
the
not
middle?
like teetering on the edge. No, they're on the road in front of the bridge. So there's not
All
like
right. I would like to take a wide sweeping attack.
at left, middle, or right.
Let's go. I'm right-handed, so let's go towards the right
Okay.
in the hopes that maybe if it's a big enough swing, I'll knock them all into each other.
Are you looking to do axe damage or are you looking to shove?
Axe damage.
Okay.
So
Roll away.
that is a crit, my good man.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Jack is finally useful.
All right. So that is obviously that hits.
Yes.
Roll.
Like I said, I want to take one big swing, maybe try to
I
knock all 3.
I understand. So because
Yeah.
because you only get 1 attack, Jack,
Mhm.
I'm not going to say you hit all 3 of them with that axe, but I will say that you may have shoved one prone and
All right.
tripped up another one. We'll see. Just only because you got a natural 20. You know,
Yeah.
I was thinking to myself.
So the rightmost one will
Okay.
take
Yep.
5 points of damage.
5 points of damage, and that's the double
Of
crit roll.
Yeah, slashing damage.
Slashing damage. Okay.
Double checking any bonus actions. I don't need to heal word anyone.
Yep.
I would like to, right after that big swing.
Yep.
But before I did the big swing, I pointed out to the field. And then I'm gonna look behind me at Gunloda, give her a big wink, and say, "You got this, baby," for some bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Noise.
So the 5 points hit the bandit, and they clearly take it. They're still up. They're looking like you did some damage, and it was such that it was a bit of a shove that particular bandit is now prone. But the other 2 were not close enough that you were able to really knock him into the other.
That's fine.
All right. So, Gunloda, you're up with Shosh on deck, please.
Awesome. I'm going to do my Warhammer and use my Bardic Inspiration. So I rolled this and then roll a d4.
And who are you attacking? A, B, or C?
Where am I at?
Right, middle, or left? Right being A, middle being B, left being C. A is the one that has taken damage.
And just a reminder for Bardic Inspiration, it's you roll a d6, and then
it's a d6.
And then you may add that number to whatever your roll is after the roll if you want to, but before he tells you what happens.
Right.
So,
And tell Ian we can hear him and he's going to be on the podcast.
yes.
And
He doesn't have to be. You don't have to tell him to be quiet. Just let him know he's not private.
He is a bonus character.
You're a bonus character right now, just so you know. Yeah, you're loud. He said fine.
All right. Disclaimer.
All right.
Now he knows.
So now he knows you were copyrighted. He is loud, isn't he?
No, it's
Okay.
fine. I just didn't want him to say something and go, I can't believe that was on the recording. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go to the closest and the most damage, which is A, I
Yep,
believe.
that is correct.
Okay, Warhammer with I'm gonna roll and then I'm gonna roll a d6, correct? For Bardic Inspiration.
Correct.
Okay, so this is my roll. It's a 10 plus 4 is 14, and then a d6.
Now you can decide if
Yeah, you hit with the 14 if you want to hold that.
Okay, I can hold that. Yes.
Okay, so just roll your damage.
Damage. Okay, Warhammer. Hello.
You weren't supposed to say the result.
That's a 4.
4.
That's plus my d6, correct?
You don't roll Bardic Inspiration on damage. You only roll it on ability checks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can hold that.
So you.
I do have a double bonus action,
Okay.
which is spiritual weapon.
Okay. So you're gonna
as
cast.
one. Yeah.
So you're gonna
as
cast.
one.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
cast my bonus action spiritual weapon.
Uh huh.
I
So
have that.
so your what does it look like? Did you tell us before?
The spiritual weapon, or
Yeah. Do you want to describe it? If you don't, if you want to think about it, and next time you use it, have a nice description for it. That's fine.
I mean, it includes moonshine.
Of course.
That acts almost like an acid.
Okay.
It is not the kind of moonshine you ingest. It's the kind of moonshine that has gone sour, and you can't ingest. So that's the kind of spiritual weapon Gunloda has.
Okay.
It's kind of like acid moonshine, which is a thing, I'm
Yep.
sure.
Yep. Sure.
All right, so I got a 17 to hit.
That
On
hits.
that.
Which one are you hitting? The same one or a different one?
Same one,
All right.
because he's not looking good, I'm sure.
No, he's looking really bad. That's why I didn't know
Yeah.
if you were going to deal with him. Or...
No, I'm gonna see if this scares the other ones.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna roll damage,
All
and with Bardic Inspiration, I don't have to.
You don't.
It does.
You can add that to attack roll if you like. Well, you've already hit him, so you don't need to worry about the Bardic Inspiration.
Okay.
Just roll your
All right.
damage.
Okay, here it is. 9.
9. Yeah.
Let's
So
see.
that you so what happens is you hit him with the warhammer,
Yeah.
and you see the blood begin to spew from his chest, and with that you cast your spiritual weapon, and the moonshine acid just begins to fall on his head as if it were just raining exclusively on him, and
So
the
good.
skin begins to melt away as he just begins to collapse into a pile of bones and muscle and burnt flesh just there on the ground. And the other two Vistani are looking at this, and you can tell you've gotten their attention, and they're noticing that spiritual weapon didn't go away, that it's just sort of hovering there. And before they can really react or do anything, it's Shoshana's turn.
Get him, Shoshana.
Shoshana looks at the two that are left. She kind of puts her hands up and she says, Trabask! And I need a 1d6 from both of them.
A D6 from both of them?
Yes.
She's special. That's Shoshana.
So there's no other D20 roll or anything?
Nope.
Okay, well, the first one rolled a 5 and the second one rolled a 3.
That's going to be a fail.
Oh no.
Oh, no. I'm sorry. Wait a minute.
They have
I
to,
did that wrong.
they roll a D20, right?
Wait a minute.
Is it a dex
Yeah,
save?
D20. Yeah, D20.
What kind of save is it?
Con save.
Con save. Okay, so. Natural 20
Dang it.
plus 1, so 21, and a 15 plus 1, so 16.
Wait a minute.
Half damage?
No.
No damage.
Well, I was looking to see what I forgot to look and see what my save was.
Well, you got a 16 and a 21. I would think that the 21 is going to be okay.
Well, yeah, obviously. I can't remember what the other one was.
What's the thing you did?
It's Word of Radiance.
Okay, well, you have a plus 40 or wisdom.
Yeah.
So let's see what your spell is here.
That's right. That's where it is.
Your
So it's the save is 14. But
yeah, save is 14, so they both save.
Okay.
Do they take any damage whatsoever?
No.
Okay. But the theatrics was enough to really get their attention, and all of a sudden, Ismark comes forth with his longsword two-handedly, and he hacks it one on the left and the one on the right because he's a multi-attacker. So he comes forth like a badass, really trying. He sees this little wink interaction between Jack and Gunloda, and that's preying on his mind as he runs forward with his longsword, knowing that he doesn't have to protect his sister in this fight because she ain't there. And he rolls a 26, which definitely hits the one. And he rolls a 13, which barely hits the other. And because he used two-handedly, he gets to use D10 damage. Which I never get to roll D10s. So D10. So the one takes 13 damage and is just completely carved in half, and you watch the separate torsos just collapse to the ground, the bodies jerking, ultimately becoming extremely lifeless. And the other one takes 8 points of damage and is looking extremely rough as the wound, as that blade carves through his friend, it just kind of comes around and sticks in him long enough to take about 8 points out of him, and he's looking really, really rough. And with that, we're back at the top of the round, and it is that bandit's turn.
That one that survived.
That one
That damn bandit.
bandit who
What you got?
is
Boo?
just gonna fire again his crossbow bolt at Ismark, because he's just watched Ismark carve his friend in half and stick a blade in him, and he can't really run now because he's pretty well injured. So he hits Ismark pretty solidly with a 22 to hit.
Damn.
Well, he got a 19 on that, so what can I tell you? So Ismark is going to take 6 points of slashing damage, but he's fine. He's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
He totally is fine.
He's a hardy boy. He's a hardy
Yeah.
boy. All right, Jack. Gwendolyn is just strumming aggressively like some heavy metal music has just entered into your mind. The Sandman is entering. What are you gonna do?
Can you not? Thank you.
That's to her cat.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn to Gunloda and Sasha and be like,
Guys, I think we're gonna have more trouble. Just warning you, because you guys will probably
Oh,
handle it better
I didn't
than
say
me.
Gwen was playing a bad chord. Glenn is rocking out to enter the Sandman.
oh, okay.
That's
Sorry.
that E
Because you're
chord
about to
It
probably
is not the E chord.
you're probably going to end this guy.
Yeah, I will. Knock on wood. All right. I ready up my batter swing, point to the outfield, and I
Yes,
have
yes.
action attack, and I take a big old swing. Great, dirty 20.
Oh, that hits. That hits him
Yes.
hard.
Yeah. Big old
Damage.
slashing damage of
Damage.
9.
9.
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
Oh, you're on your scratch.
as my hero and virtual mentor Matt Mercer would say, how would you like to do this?
Okay, well, I don't watch Critical Role. So,
You killed
is
this
he
fucker.
close to the edge now?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Cool. So
yeah.
I'm gonna take a big old swing and knock him over the side of the bridge.
Okay. So,
And
As-
and I listen.
as you had watched him fire at Ismark, he wasn't really paying attention to you as you came running up on his blind side. And with Gwendolyn coming across like a swing, you enter that wound that Ismark had started, and you continue to slice through the spine, through the remaining part of the torso as he flips over the side of the bridge that he was being forced back up on. And you hear this subtle splash as you see the crimson fluid just spread around in the water as the corpse continues to make its way down the river.
As a possible bonus action, does anyone need healing?
No.
No.
Jack. I mean,
Ismark's down. Ismark's down 10 points, but he started with 65, so it's up to you.
Give us some.
You can hold out for a little bit.
Yeah, he's fine.
Just put a band-aid on it. Rub some dirt in it.
Yeah, he's over there. It's fine. It's fine. It's
just
fine.
a flesh wound.
And he looks over at Jack and he goes, "We make a pretty good team."
Gunloda is like so in love with all this.
Yeah.
I say, yeah, we do. High five.
And he's like, "Okay." And he takes his long, because he doesn't want to stab you with his long sword, so he kind of puts it over
Yeah,
here.
I'm with
He's got blood on his hands, and he slap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sad.
And
Look at
so
the elbow.
you see this
Look
little.
at the elbow.
Yeah.
But look at my elbow with a big old burn mark on it.
All right, so yeah, there you are. You are so as you pass through there, the road that you're on comes to an let me move y'all up a little bit so you can perhaps see. You cross the bridge,
Okay.
and the road you come to has like an X intersection with branches to the northwest, to the northeast, the southwest, and the southeast. The lower half of a snapped wooden signpost thrusts upward at an angle near the eastern elbow of the intersection. The top
There
half
we
of
go.
the sign, featuring arms pointing in 4 directions, lies in the weeds nearby. So, for those of you who remember the show MASH, where they had the signs that were pointing different ways in the camp, it looks a little bit like that. You can also see something very similar to that, I believe, in Uptown Charlotte, as well as you do see it in Disney's Animal Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
So just for reference of what I'm talking about, the kind of sign.
Okay.
So that's what you see.
Ishmael, what do you think about that?
Well, clearly there's been a sign here that kind of tells us which way we should go. I believe I know the way, but let's take a look at see how that sign might have been aligned, because I don't know if this is just something that's happened through normal weather, or if somebody took that sign out to maybe thwart us, knowing that we were going to head west. I don't think it's coincidental that we just ran into some Vistani, because not all Vistani are friendly, as we just saw. And some of them...
Well, they're stupid.
Well, some of
them are stupid. To fight us is stupid.
Well, some of them work for Strahd now.
Okay.
And that's why I'm a little concerned that maybe that he knew we were headed this way. Now, maybe he thought we were going to have Arena with us. But given the fact that there were only 3 of them and there were 4 of us, and they knew there were more than 4 of us, my sense is that this was a chance encounter. But with that...
I just want you guys to know that I do not base one Vistani's actions on all Vistani. So, if we encounter other Vistani, I will not automatically want to kill them. But if they want to kill us, I will definitely want to kill them. I just want to put that out there.
Well, I think that's mighty noble and honest and true of you.
Thank you.
So, looking at the sign,
Yes.
Ismark begins to kind of, meddle with it. And does anybody help him?
Yeah. I will totally help him.
Okay, so let's roll a couple of d20s here.
Yes. Just one.
Well, are you helping him in the sense that you're going to give him advantage?
Yes. Like I definitely want to help him, advantage-wise, or however I can help him.
Okay.
So just one d20.
Well, actually, I just rolled twice since you gave him advantage.
What kind of...
So basically, he rolled a 15.
Okay.
Plus whatever his... Okay, we'll call it a 16 with his initiative. And so with that, he was able to pick up the sign and just kind of align it on the post to get a feel for the proper way that it would have been aligned. And he says, well, knowing that this way says to Vallaki, and we know we just came from Vallaki, let's align it that way. And so with the sign that points to the southwest, to Vallaki, he then knows pretty much where everything is. So it says, one arm says Krezik, and Solinka Pass to the southwest. It says Lake Baratok to the northwest, and Ravenloft to the northeast, and Berez to the southeast.
Carlotta wants to turn to Shauna and be like, wasn't the Raven thing? Where are we going? Where are we supposed to go?
You're going to the Wizard of Wines.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
The wonderful Wizard of Wines.
Yes.
The signpost kind of looks like it may have had a scarecrow watching it. I'm guessing.
You would not necessarily be wrong.
Oh. Ooh.
You would not
Does
necessarily.
she need to roll for that?
Yeah. She does not need to roll for that. No, she's good.
She is good.
Yeah. Okay, so y'all continue on down the way. I have to look at my map to know where you are and actually know the way
I mean,
for y'all to go here.
we're ready to go.
So y'all can either go. Ismark says, "Well, we can go either to the northwest or we can go north or south down this road, and eventually it's going to loop back around and get us to where we need to go to the Wizards." My sense is it's about as broad as it is long, and since those Vistani seem to be coming from the south, I suggest that we head our way up towards the north.
Shoshana, what do you say?
He's the expert. He's the expert. I say we follow him.
Well, that's mighty nice, and so yeah, we'll just head up this way, and so you head up this way for about 45 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
Jack, why don't you roll a d20 for me?
Okay.
Jack.
This
What you
one.
got?
Oh, yeah. Apparently now ask you to do another thing while rolling. 11.
Woo!
11. Okay.
11
Yeah,
minutes in heaven.
this part of the journey seems to be uneventful. You're looking in the woods. You see a little bit off the way there. Mist is in the woods, and you're able to see the path. But for all intents and purposes, it's all right.
Yeah.
So let's see here. Where else are we headed here? That was.
Is this the standard mist that covers Barovia?
Yeah. There's nothing super fancy.
Nothing new.
Nothing new. That's right. Okay. So as you get around to here, you look up to the northwest, and you see. Let me see if I can find a good descriptor of it here by opening in a new tab. You come across, you see to the north a bit, sort of a mountain lake. And it's just because of where you were standing and the proximity of the road. You see it off in the distance. There is a thick fog, but you do see this tall tower that you see within sight, but it appears to be almost in the middle of the water. But because of the way the mist is, you're not really sure if that's an optical illusion or if the tower is just in the middle of the water.
Can we do a perception check?
Sure.
I want to do that.
You do that.
I will. Oh. No. I think it's so clear I'm going to walk right into the water to it. I got a 4.
Got a 4.
Can-
Yeah, well, you're not headed that way. You just sort of see it in the distance, and Ismark says to you all, the Wizards of Wine is this way.
He might know.
You know, if y'all want to go see what that tower is, that's fine. But I'm just saying that that's not the way we need to go. But it's up to you.
I want to do that whole like wine and painting thing. Do they have that?
They have.
I know, right?
You do see happy little trees around you.
Jack, we have to go to this winery. We have to.
What are they called? Sip and
paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, total non sequitur aside, I've been watching this YouTube channel called Kara and Nick. It's these YouTubers that used to travel the world, but now because of COVID, they're traveling. They're traveling the United States in a Sprinter van, and they got a card that allows it's like $80 a year or something like that, and you get to park your RV or van and spend the night in the parking lot of wineries and breweries around the country.
That's cool.
And it's really kind of neat. So I will put the link to their channel down below because I think it's a cool.
We gave them a shout out. They should give us a shout out.
Well, they're from Tennessee, so I will send them a note and tell them that.
Also,
That's where I lived
take
before I
part
came
in
here.
that. Tennessee, take me to another place. Take me to another.
That's where I was living before I moved here,
Okay.
Tennessee.
So, Ismark says, the Wizard of Wines are to the south of here. We still got a ways to go. if y'all want to check it out, we can do that, or we can maybe come back when we have the whole party with us.
I feel like we should check that out with the whole party.
Methinks you suggested it with the whole party. Therefore, we should check it out with the whole party.
Don't confuse what I say with what some damn master type of person might say.
The damn master. Okay. I love it. The damn master might say that.
What's the term for using outside information to help with a game?
That was
it's called railroading.
No, it's not. No, railroading is specifically leading us to whatever you want. There's another term for using outside knowledge to help within the game, and I can't remember what it's called. I'm gonna look it up.
Deus Ex Machina. Okay, moving on.
No.
Yes, moving on.
All right, so y'all continue down the path, going away.
I mean, we went to wine and paint.
Okay.
How hard can that be? We're about to find out. I
Yeah,
bet.
you just might. So, you guys make your way around here.
Metagaming. It's called metagaming. I knew I'd figure it out.
Good job.
I feel so bad.
Okay.
Okay. With that, I hate to do this to Sashana because she's eating a sandwich, but I need her to roll a d20. She's got her jerky out, and she's.
I was about to say I'd offer to roll, but after that last one, I don't. That
let her roll first.
My first roll being a crit 20 is the high point of me in this game, and it will never get anywhere closer.
Shoshana, put down the sandwich and roll.
Turkey leg. There you go.
5. Okay. Yeah. So out of the woods comes absolutely nothing but mist, and everything seems to be fine. So there you go. Good job. Okay. So you see a weather-worn signpost next to the road.
Okay.
The 3 arms of the sign point along the 3 branches of the road. The arm pointing to the north reads Krezik, or Kresk, however some people want to pronounce it.
Kresk.
And through the woods, you can see an arching stone bridge spanning a river. The arm pointing to the east reads Valaki. And the road slopes up gradually in that direction. And the arm pointing southwest reads The Wizard of Wines. The road slopes gently downward in that direction.
Gunlotta wants to ask if anyone recognizes this road to the wines because she wants to take it.
So let me just remind my oldest daughter that I'm in game and to call her mom.
Tell her I said hey.
Hey, girl, hey.
She does this every single time. It's like that's her cameo.
It's because she's super excited about the one shot we're gonna do. Ooh, are you gonna film that?
Of course.
Yeah.
If it goes on
Yeah.
the channel, it gets filmed.
That's right.
Well, yeah.
And
but I didn't know if it was
and I have a player in Taipei who wants to play, so we got to figure that out too.
There we go.
12 hours apart, so 7 p.m. for us will be 7 a.m. for him. All
Yeah,
right.
he'll be fine.
Yeah, it's fine. He's down for it. Okay, so you all head down the road away from the crossroads.
We're all about the winery.
You're
Right now, right?
all about
Yes.
the winery
Okay.
right about now.
We're about
And so, yeah, you begin to make your way down that road towards the winery. And
paper number.
after about a half a mile, the road becomes a muddy trail that meanders through the woods, descending. I should learn to read. Gradually until the trees part, revealing a misty, sort of shrouded meadow in the distance. The trail splits with one branch heading west into the valley and the other one heads south into the dark woods. And a wooden signpost reads Vineyard. And as you kind of are approaching from this angle, though, a light drizzle begins to fall, and you notice this unpainted fence that blindly follow the trail that you're on, which skirts north of a sprawling vineyard before bending south towards a stately building that is sort of in the distance there. But the mist is kind of clearing out. The rainfall is kind of clearing out the mist and giving you a little bit more distance and clarity. But the fog takes on almost a ghostly form as it swirls between the neatly tended rows of grapevines. And here and there you see rope-handled half barrels used in hauling grapes. And north of the trail is a large stand of trees. And I'd like for you all to please roll a perception check, please.
Yeah.
Crit.
Natural 20.
13.
13. This mark rolls a 17. What you got there, Shoshana?
15.
15. Okay. So all of you, as you're looking around and surveying this, you all almost at the same time, although Jack probably gets there a little first. And Jack, when he sees what he sees, immediately starts listening for Gwendolyn, who is silent. But what you see is a man in the distance wearing a dark cloak and a cowl, standing at the edge of the trees, and he's beckoning you towards him.
I don't like this.
Zashana wants to do a wait a minute, what's it called?
Detect good and evil.
Not the spell, but
Um.
the power to detect good and evil.
Okay. And what's the distance on that, please?
60 feet? Are we close enough for him to do? Are we close enough to him to do 60 feet?
I would say, let's see here. Let's see if I get any guidance on that. I would say you would probably have to move towards the beckoning person before you cast it. You would have the ability to cast it before you arrived and get what any.
How like approximately how close is he?
It doesn't tell me, so I'm going to say he's probably about 120 feet away.
Get him. Get him.
But with a natural 20, Jack would notice that the black cowl and the cloak look distinctly different from the way that you saw Strahd attired. And with that natural 20, he also notices that Gwendolyn is quiet.
Hey guys, I don't think we need to worry too much. We should be cautious, but I don't think we have to worry that much. I think we're okay.
Zashana is going to look at Ismark and ask, "Does he look familiar to you?"
I can't say from this distance that he looks familiar. But it's hard to tell with this mist and such. But I don't think if it was somebody sinister that they would be waving us over. There's plenty of trees around here for people to hide in. and surprise attack us. I think if we were in danger of something like that, it might have happened by now.
Okay, go up to him.
Mm.
I'm gonna slowly walk up to the figure and say,
Hail and well met.
Shoshana is gonna head that way too.
Okay.
When she gets to 60 feet, she's gonna do divine sense.
Okay. So, your divine sense, you don't get anything sinister. Okay. So, I'm sorry. Jack, what did you say to the dude?
Hail and well met.
All right. Can you say that out of your accent? Because I didn't understand.
hail and well met.
Oh, hell. Okay.
I'm doing, since somebody likes to do critical roles so much, I'm gonna throw Adventure Zone in there and then play it and do it Magnus. Hail and well met, traveler.
Okay. Yeah, I don't watch.
Well, I don't
Adventure Zone.
listen to Critical Role. You don't listen to Adventure Zone. We have our differences, but it's okay because we're still friends.
All right. He says, hail, friends. I hope. Y'all come on over here. And he beckons you a little further into the woods, almost as if he's trying to get you off the main road.
Well, hold on. Where are you taking us?
He's taking you right into the woods.
What sounds
Wait,
like
is
that
he
accent.
answering this or who's answering these?
The gentleman in the black cowl.
Oh, okay, because you were using the voice similar to the other guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, because these guys talk like the bartender.
They all sound
They
the
all
same.
sound the same. Yeah, I know. I'm not
Okay.
that variant. All right.
Well, why do you want us to go into the woods?
So you don't get attacked.
Can I do an insight check to see if I believe him?
Sure.
I don't think he's bad, but I don't know what his actual intentions are. That is a 13.
13. From what you can tell, he seems to be honest and forthright with you.
All right, I'll look at everybody and say,
Hey guys, I think we should follow him.
Shoshana is gonna have her hand on her blade.
Okay. Okay, so he invites. So do y'all proceed into the woods?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
I want to hold Gunloda's hand when we go in though, because I am still a bit nervous.
Okay. Sure.
All right,
Sure.
I'm gonna hold Gunloda's hand.
You're holding Gunloda's hand, and
Yeah.
Ismark glances at you, glances at the hand being held, and glances at you, and then just
Jack
looks
or
away a little bit.
Gunloda?
Ismark looks at the hand holding, looks at Jack, and then continues forward into the woods. Doesn't say anything.
Gunloda sees us though, right?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Can she reach out her other hand to
Sure.
Can we make a chain? Human chain?
Make a performance check. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I can do that.
we can do that.
You
Jack
can-
can totally do that.
What is my +5? Yeah, I'll make that
Yeah.
check for you.
Yeah, it's not you that needs to do it. This is where she might use that bardic inspiration.
That's true.
Yeah. Can I do that? Should I do that?
Well, I
that
wouldn't.
thing?
I wouldn't put the bardic
It's too
inspiration on it.
late.
But if you want to do
Yeah.
it,
Well, I mean, I feel like I want to reach out to him as well
yeah,
and
that's
say
fine.
we're all in this together.
Okay, and so he
Shoshona's
subtly
just gonna shake her head.
feels the hand grab his hand, and he's like, he just takes it, but it's not not lifeless, but it's just there. Okay, so you head into the woods, and all of a sudden you see that this man in the cloak is not alone.
Oh.
You
Good
see,
thing we held hands.
you see a number of them, a number of folks dressed very similarly, come out of the woods. In fact, you see about 5 of them,
Okay.
including the man that you saw.
Okay.
He introduces himself as, I'm Davian Markov, and
Hello,
we've been keeping an eye out for you guys. A raven came and had a message that y'all might be coming this way, and we wanted to intercept you before you got to the winery because it's not safe.
Oh.
And
What's not safe about the winery? I want to paint some pictures and sip some wine.
well,
Listen, we just need a relaxing holiday. We've been through a lot.
well, this is hard. I don't know if I can trust you yet.
That's fair.
But
It's fair, Jack.
Rude.
we've
Well, I'm not
Jack, it's fair.
I think y'all might be here because there's not been a lot of wine coming out of here.
Mm.
Yes.
Oh.
Your
Well,
brother has sent, or your son has sent us.
Erwin sent you. Well, maybe there's hope for that boy after all. And you hear one of the younger women in the group say, "Papa, you know that's not fair. He has been a great distributor of our wares." And he kind of gives her this, be quiet child look, although she's an adult woman. And he says, "There's our winery has been is occupied at the moment. We're able to get ourselves out and get our children out, and with that, you notice, particularly Shoshana would notice that there's younger people around you that are sort of still kind of hidden in the trees that you didn't notice." And he says, "So we're kind of staking it out right now, and we're not really sure how to clear this out, but we've got a bigger problem too, because one of our gems is gone."
Oh,
Like
no.
gone, or like we need to rescue the gem.
Jim or Gem?
Gem.
Gem, Gem.
What kind of gem is this?
You can trust
So-
us. Come on, just tell us.
And with that, Ismark kind of goes up to him and with this aura of authority of somebody who is the son of the Burgermeister in Barovia, says, "Friend, we're here to help.
That's right.
You can.
That's right.
Erwin sent us here to figure this situation out. So let's talk. And if we need to marshal more forces, because there are more of us back in Appalachia that we can bring."
Mhm.
And he says, "Well, Ismark, I think you said your name was. Our winery is known for 3 wines. The unremarkable, and I hate to say it that way, but it is what it is. It's our loss leader. It's our
remarkable.
entry level. It is the unremarkable purple grape mash number 3.
I think I want to try that.
You probably had it if you were at Erwin's place, because that's about all he's got left.
Oh. Fair enough.
See what you got? See what you missed out on by not being here last time? Just saying. Okay. It's all right. That's okay.
That was the time before last, wasn't it?
It's all right. I've been here and I still don't know.
That's okay. It's okay. We took a month off. We took a month off.
I want to try that.
All right. And we also have the more tantalizing Red Dragon Crush. And then finally, we have our rich champagne de la stampe.
Everything sounds delicious.
Well, about 10 years ago, one of our magic gems was dug up and stolen. And when that happened, we were no longer able to produce the champagne. And we're running out of that vintage. And no one really knows what happened to that gem. And up until this point, I really thought Irwin had something to do with it. Because he was on watch that night when it happened. And I haven't really forgiven him since, but
Gotta forgive.
well, we've here recently we've been and as you said that, you hear the daughter, which you later learn her name is Stefania, basically says, Papa, you know that he denies that. And he brushes that off and he says, well, here's the thing. Lately, we've been under attack by these scarecrow constructs that Baba Lasaga's been sending our way. And about 3 weeks ago, during one of those attacks, another one of our gems was found, dug up, and taken. And I believe Baba Lasaga herself has got it. And you just see, as he's telling the story you're watching, and those of you who are watching Ismark are watching him go a little pale with the mention of Baba Lasaga.
This is not to be confused with Baba Yaga.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Well, about 5 days ago, some druids out of Yester Hill attacked. And from what I can tell, our third gem is gone.
Yeah, you gotta have a gem back.
Well, you don't understand. How long have you all been in Barovia? And of course, this marks like I've been here all my life, but these folks are outsiders.
I mean, we yield to Ismark.
And he said, well, the guy says, well, these gems are not just family heirlooms that we had in the ground. These gems have been the source of life on this land that have allowed us to produce these vintages through these years. Look around. The ground is misty. The ground is dead. The ground is Strahd.
Okay, we get you. We get the gems back. Your business is back in business. We get the wine. Complimentary, of course, if we get the gems back. Let's go get the gems back. I don't see the problem.
Well, right now, our house is kind of filled with some folks, and I'm not so sure that we got enough. Even with just the addition of the four of you, I'm not sure we're in a position to take it back. But there's not going to be any wine until we take the house back. And even when we get the house back, there's not going to be any wine until we get the gems back. And quite honestly, I'm not really sure where they are. I think Baba Lasaga's got one. And I think I know where she is. I think that the druids have got one. But
is that the crow lady? Is he talking about the crow lady?
The crow lady.
No, that's
What you got against crows? And this cowl kind of ruffles up a little bit.
Yeah.
Babas Hansith. It doesn't sound the way it's spelled. That's not.
You're thinking of the Baban Shi.
Baban Shi. The scary raven lady who almost killed me. That's what I have in my notes.
Yeah, no.
Okay, raven, not crow. Sorry.
That's not
Not her.
Not her.
Gunloda
She's scary.
apologizes for her cross bird.
Nah, it's okay. She's just scary.
So, my sense is that we can either sit here and come up with a strategy, or maybe we can head back up the road with you all and get our kids here to safety, and then come back with a different approach to the winery. But
That seems like a full party.
yes,
approach,
Mark,
right?
what are your thoughts?
I mean, I always want to get the kids to safety.
Well, I agree with my dear friend Gunloda here. There's no point putting these kids at risk, and sounds like this is a multifaceted operation that involves take the house, find the gems, and deal with anybody that we run into that is the source of this.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah.
Does Vosh recognize what's going on, or does she have any insight into what might be going on?
So Vosh would be aware of the wines.
Okay.
And the quality of the wines. Vosh would also know the name Babala Saga because it's an ancient name. And there's something about the Mardikovs and their cloaks and cowls that there's a thought on Vash's periphery that he just can't bring into his forward consciousness. He's trying to remember. But it's just not crystallizing yet.
Okay.
Of course, you could give me an intelligence check, and we'll see if that changes.
Intelligence.
17.
17.
Nice.
Pretty good. You have this vision flash in your mind of a black raven in flight, in battle with Vosh years ago.
With Vosh?
With Vosh.
Or in battle against
And
Vosh?
like an ally, like I am your ally. You know it's not any of these people because that would have been generations ago, but you recognize that cloak as more than just concealment. That thought comes to your brain, but it still hasn't. That's what Vosh is feeding Shoshana.
Mhm.
Shoshana is still trying to process that and make sense of it all. Okay.
And Gunloda has no clue, right?
Gunloda has no clue. She's got her moonshine, and so.
So Shoshana at this point is gonna calm down, or kind of take on more of a trust with the family, but still keep watching around.
Okay. While this is happening, you notice 30 needle blights beginning to emerge outside of the vineyard in 6 groups of 5. And you notice this because Stefania is like, Papa, Papa. And she's pointing. And as you all turn and look, you begin to see this. They're still about 120 or so feet away.
And what are these things again?
They're needle blights.
And what are like? Can
So
you physically describe them or show a picture?
give me 1 second. Let me put them in the
Or just
account.
take your time.
Sure, I'll just take my time. How does that sound?
Take all the time you need.
I will gladly take all the time I need. So a needle blight, according to the monster manual, So let's see if I got a picture that I can put up here.
Maybe you can just do a picture in like Discord or something.
Yeah, I'm looking for. I should be able to do it here in the 20 of a roll. Let's see here. Display in virtual tabletop. Ready?
Yes.
There you go. You see it?
And there's how many of these things?
There's 30 of them.
Sweet.
Yep. Groups 5.
Exciting.
So, but you don't know if
I'm excited.
they've seen you yet. You just know that they're there.
I don't
Y'all
see.
in the woods.
It's in Roll20 in the chat.
Yeah, it's in the Roll20 chat.
Ah. I had to slow down.
I hit the wrong button.
Huh? When you
I
take
hit the wrong button, but I'm good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hello. Hello.
Yeah, he's pretty, right?
Yeah.
30 of those. Damn.
Meow.
Well,
Meow.
what you want. So,
Gunluda wants to hurt them. In a good way. Of course. But she's not right in initiative.
no, y'all are not in initiative at the moment. Y'all are just
Okay.
noticing that there are
Some things.
some things
around us.
that are there's a lot of them, and they appear to, but it's almost kind of like they're almost on like a perimeter march, and they don't. Well, let me just double check.
They don't see us.
They don't appear to see you at the moment.
Okay. I don't want to disturb them necessarily.
I would like to not.
Yeah.
Like, just kind of leave him over there.
Yeah, I mean, those guys we encountered before, they were just assholes. So, of course, they needed to be smited. But these guys might be
Well,
okay.
They're
I'm gonna turn. I'm going to turn to the Mardikovs.
Mardikovs.
The thing with the thing.
Yeah, and I'm going to whisper. Are they our friends guarding constantly? Is this normal?
They and he's whispering. They are the minions of these druids, or Babala Saga, or both. I don't know, but
That's not good.
we need to get these children to safety. We need to get them
Okay.
out of here now.
Children's. Talk about children's.
And you already see Stefania kind of marshaling her children towards the into the woods, further away from the field, as if they're kind of headed back up parallel to the road, but they're doing it extremely stealthily.
And I don't hear anything from Gwendolyn, right?
Because they're more than 120 feet away,
No.
probably not, but I think your eyes are going to tell you more right now.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, can Gunloda see that and take whatever children are near her and be sneaky? Do I have to roll something?
Well, so Stefania and the other Mardikovs appear to be corralling their children and stealthily moving away.
Yeah.
They did pretty well on their stealth roll. They got a collective 19 plus whatever their modifier is, so they're pretty well hidden, stealthily backing away. And I gave them the Lily Potter advantage.
Okay.
The
Sacrifice.
Lily Potter advantage?
Yeah,
Apparently
because she
it's a thing.
sacrificed with a mother's love, and that's what made her. Yeah. Yeah. So if y'all would like, so I'm gonna roll for Ismark.
Yep. What do you want us to roll?
D20. So you're gonna do a stealth check,
Okay.
which is your, I believe it's dexterity, right?
Yeah.
And
I have
so
a disadvantage, but it did
because
not
you're
roll
clinky
with-
clinky.
Yes. Yes, I am likely. It did not roll with disadvantage though. Should I? Can I click it again?
Sure, click it again, as I didn't see it pop
Okay.
up the first time, honestly.
Okay.
And
Wait, did it?
then he got a 17.
There it is. So I got a 9
That's with your modifier.
Wow.
9 and the
with my
keeners.
disadvantage.
9 and the keeners got 7, and we've got a
Oh,
19, and we've got a 16. And what'd you get there?
Me?
Yeah, Jack, what'd you get?
Oh, I apologize. I thought it was just them.
No, if
Yeah,
you're
you
trying
stealth.
to get away stealthily,
Oh,
Is it-
I'm
is it-
rolling a
With-
stealth.
With the
So
children.
9 total.
Okay.
You and me. We're stealth.
y'all are really bad.
I am a like 6'5" human
Um,
I am
in
a
tight leather pants. Like I don't know what you were expecting of me.
I understand. So, the Damien kind of comes behind you all and lifts back his cloak as if to conceal you all as
Thanks,
the
Damien.
blights go by because they heard some crackling and snapping in the woods, and
Oh,
it,
yeah.
and it drew a squad of 6 of them over towards that way. But Davian does something that appears to conceal you.
Thanks, Davian. Yay.
You're welcome, my friends. They're not very smart, so they have like a -3 intelligence. So we want to use that to our advantage. So y'all
Jack
wait,
isn't
y'all.
very intelligent either.
No.
So y'all,
Really?
he's like that's not a surprise. Y'all wait a beat, and the
Being
blights move on a little bit, and you
Mm-hmm.
wait, and then you do y'all begin to move away?
I want to say what we go where they go.
Okay. So
They move, we move.
So they move. Is everybody in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all move stealthily through these woods.
Okay.
I would say let's see, y'all were here. And
And now we are here.
hold on a minute.
Beep, 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 beep.
Oh, I guess I can't do it that way. I gotta do it this way. There we go.
We're
So
there.
yeah, well, you were there. You're moving a mile up the road, and so,
Okay.
but it's going to take you a little
Okay.
bit longer just because of the fact that you're going stealthily and you're going through the woods, and you'll emerge back up here towards this bridge area that you cross. So about 20 minutes later, maybe 40 minutes, because you were in the woods and it was a little bit more difficult terrain.
We also are following kids.
Yeah, so y'all emerge
Sure,
there, but you don't necessarily think you're completely out of the woods per se, just because you're still within, relative. You're back at that sign that points down to the Wizard of the Wines.
Yeah.
And you're all together, and Stefania says, "Papa, I need to get the kids to safety. And I need to do it now." And he looks at her. And he looks at his grandchildren. And he looks at you all. And he says, "Friends, you asked me to trust you. I'm about to trust you with their lives."
Give it.
Why?
And he looks at Stefania and he says, "You have my blessing." And you watch as Stefania and her children, her how many children? Let me just double check the number of the children here. I don't really know.
The children. Check the children.
I gotta look at how many there were because it was in another note that I didn't have handy. 4 children. So 4 children and 4
Bless.
children and Stefania. Those 5. You see 5 cloaks begin to transform,
Yes.
and their bodies begin to crouch, and you see the talons come out, and you
Oh, there.
see the feathers form, and you see these 5 black were-ravens, and then they begin to take flight, and you begin to realize that these birds look exactly, not the same birds, but they look like the birds that you saw in the top of the Blue Water Inn. And they look a lot like the bird that warned you at that crossroad. And
Okay.
those 5 birds take flight towards Valaki. Go ahead, Rose.
Gunloda wants to be like, wait, are we protecting them or are they protecting us? Like, for real? Look at that shit. She's very impressed with it.
They're young ones,
The
though.
children.
They're young
Oh.
ones.
I mean, I'll
They're
protect
not ready.
them,
They're not ready to leave the nest, but we need to get them out of here.
but look how badass they are. I mean, I'll protect them, but damn.
They scary.
Yeah.
So this is where Davian says, let's get further up the road, and we'll find a safe spot, and I'll explain.
Okay.
At this
That's
point,
fair. That's fair. It's your children. I get it. You're a little protective. But damn, they look like they protect themselves and us at the same time. Just saying.
at this point, Sashana is going to look at Damien and look at Stefania, and like in her brain, she's going, "Okay, I got it now." So it clicked.
Nice.
So y'all move up the road a little bit, and you get to this more of a crossroad where it's a place where you guys can, from a strategic standpoint, kind of see all directions.
Okay.
And there is some cover, and some of the other adults that are still with you. So Stefania went on with the children, okay? But the others, there is Adrian, who is Davian's eldest son. There's Elvir, E-L-V-I-R, who is his youngest son. And there is Dag Tomescu, who is Stefania's husband and the father of the children that just departed with their mother. And they're all kind of forming a perimeter around you in their cloaks, and y'all are kind of towards the woods, so there is a sense of some cover, and you get a sense that these black cloaks are not necessarily a cloaking device per se, as much as they are just some protection. And Davian begins to tell you, we're part of an ancient race of were-ravens that are part of this Barovian landscape and trapped here with everybody else. Me and my family, we are the keepers of the feather.
That's fair.
And we have our little base here at the Wizard Wines, and you've probably seen some of our kind up at the Blue Water Inn. In fact, there were probably some people in the bar in human form that you didn't know were part of us.
We don't know.
But a long time ago, we were in the battle for Barovia, and we lost.
At this point, Sashana is going to look at Damien.
Davian, Davian, D-A-V-I-A-N. That's okay.
Oh, Damien. Fix that.
Damien is somebody else. That's a different story.
Yes.
Damien.
This is the bird children, father.
Damien, I fought in that battle with your ancestors long ago, and I trust you because of it.
And he kind of that lands on him in a puzzling way. It's almost as if it stirs a story or a memory of something that he's familiar with, and he says, "Are you the wielder of the shield?"
I am. I once was Kanatash Vosh. I am Sashana Vosh now.
And he looks and he thinks and he goes, "Your shield is at Argynvostholt."
Dun dun dun.
Can we hear this? Can Jack and I hear this?
I mean,
Are
it's
we
not
allowed
a.
to hear it?
I mean, I'm not. He's not being stealthy about it. He's reacting to the information.
Okay.
Um,
I mean, we
that-
kind of knew Shoshana was like special, but we're like, ugh, that's like super special.
Is he?
Have-
She?
You have my soul. You have my shield.
No, I don't have it. I know who has it,
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
but I don't have it. But you'll find it at Argynvostholt.
Okay.
And you may remember the name Vladimir Horngard. He is holding on to your shield and has been waiting for your return.
Horngold?
Vladimir Horngard, Vladimir Horngard, Horngaard. And that name, Shoshana, would be very familiar to Vosh as a member of the Order of the Silver Dragon that you believe died in that battle. So you're puzzled by that information.
Interesting.
But he not that you insight checked him or anything, but he seems to be very firm in that belief that you will find your shield from the battle at Argynvostholt in the possession of Vladimir Horngard.
Nice.
So, it's 9:54. Rose is yawning.
I am. Sorry.
And this was sort of how I had planned once we realized we were going to be a little shorter. Well, depending upon where you get, you guys could have gone 10 different directions. I had a little idea of 10 different ways, but we can say that you're headed back to Appalachia to get the rest of the crew and rejoin us in 2 weeks with the whole crew, where you can bring everybody up to speed on what we've learned and go from there.
I am down with that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm guessing we're taking the children with us.
Well, the
Okay.
children have flown with their mom towards Appalachia. You assume that they are going to perch in the attic of the Blue Water Inn,
Oh man,
And will
I forgot
likely-
to say my funny thing.
and will likely be there by the time you return.
I was gonna ask them how they're the keeper of the feather when they all have a bunch of feathers.
Nice. Nice, Jack.
Like,
And Dave,
but I forgot to say it at a
and-
really peak time
and-
because it seemed like it was really serious. And sometimes I'm cool with saying these like weird peak things in serious times, and sometimes it's just too serious, and I think I should just keep to myself.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. So Adrian,
All right, backtrack.
when you
Why are
say
you
that,
the keeper of the feather when there's so many feathers?
when you say that, Davian doesn't even react to it, but Adrian,
I'm
his
not
son,
surprised.
Adrian, his son, looks at Elvire, his brother, his younger brother, and says, "And you thought Dad's jokes were bad."
Oh,
What joke?
yeah. You're funny.
Yeah.
You're funny, Jack. That's a dad joke.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
as Jack gets really flush red and like joke.
So my plan is for us to come back maybe when we come back in 2 weeks, which will still be in June.
Yeah.
My plan is to have us migrated over to Foundry VTT,
The thing with
Foundry
the thing.
Virtual Tabletop.
Yep.
But I'm not gonna rush you guys through it. So what I'm gonna do is I will send you all some links to kind of familiarize yourself with the system, as well as I'll invite you to the actual server that I've set up, so you can kind of look at it.
That's different than Steam Tabletop, right?
It's different than Steam, but yeah. So basically, the guy that built Beyond 20 to connect D&D Beyond to other platforms built a platform called Foundry VTT, which is an open source kind of thing. So a lot of people have brought a lot of tools to it, and here's the deal with it. It's a $50 license, because I'm going to go ahead and do a free commercial for him here. It's a $50 license that you pay one time, and you own the software.
Okay.
And you can host it yourself. You can host it on your own computer and share it with your friends. You can get your own hosting for it. And like I have a Cloudways hosting that I use that's a great service out of Malta. But instead, I'm actually he's got a service that he's pulled together with some other folks called The Forge, where they're very specific about hosting the Foundry VTT. That's currently where I have it until I learn it. I might move it to a different server later, but the dynamic lighting is a lot easier and not oppressive. The maps are much better. There's a lot more features that allow you guys to do some more video gamey kinds of things when that's appropriate. I don't want this to become that at all, because this is a much better theater of the mind game. But I think it will help some of the visuals, and there's some scenes that we can do. And I have a way to export what we've done here in terms of maps and content and all that stuff. They've written a lot of people have written some really great software. And so I've just been playing around with it, but I've been really excited about it. And there's another YouTuber here in North Carolina called, I'm going to give him a free shout out, Copper Dragon Games. He's out of Newton, North Carolina. So we thought Shoshana was the only thing out of Newton that was good on YouTube, right? See what I did there? No, but he's a nice guy. We've emailed back and forth, and he's got a number of videos on how to migrate to Foundry as well. And so that's kind of exciting too, to have a North Carolina YouTuber kind of encouraging the platform as well. So I want to give Josh
you said this
give
is
Josh a
something
shout
that
out.
can be shared by the host. Because being a broke millennial.
Yeah, no, it's
a lot.
gonna. No, look, you guys will not have to pay a dime for it.
All right.
No money at all. This is done. I paid for the license, and I was, whether I'm paying for Roll20 or I'm paying for virtual VTT. Let's get those words right. All those T's. I just assume work with this guy because it's a neat system.
Well, let us know. I mean, like I went through a couple bucks towards you just because I really enjoy playing this game.
Nope.
Guys.
Buy me beers when you see me in person.
I would definitely do that, sir.
Buy me.
You live right down the road.
Buy me. That's true. I do.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll tell you is that for those of you around Charlotte, Dale and I went to the Queen City Game Club at the Waldhorn. Meets every second and fourth Tuesday at the Waldhorn German restaurant over here in Pineville. Food's great. The beer is phenomenal, and the people were really, really nice. And so if you're in the Charlotte area and you're looking for something to do, they also go to Armored Cow up in the north part of town. So if you go onto if you go onto Meetup, if you go onto the Meetup app and look for Queen City Gaming Club or Game Club, you'll find them. They go to Matthews, they go to University, they go out here to Pineville. Nice group of people. We really enjoyed hanging out with them and having some schnitzel in the process.
If you go on Thursday nights, they have special on prime rib, and apparently it's the best prime rib steak ever, according to Juan.
You don't know, and I want to try that.
Yeah.
Well, and now you have a greenway right next to it that you can walk away from it and walk off the prime rib.
I do.
So there you go. All right.
Thank you.
So I'm going to, now that we've done all the free commercials, we will, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will be back in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Peace. And I'm going to hit the button because I just said like a really geeky thing for somebody of me. Nature. So let me hit
old.
that. I know. Let me
You said peace.
Bye.